That was a great concert.
Which one?
I don't know, whichever one we attended.
Oh. I can't remember.
Me either.
It was a good concert, though. Loved it.
Too old.
Eric. Eric's going to be the only. We're doing a special show just for Eric tonight. Nobody else is coming. Eric, this is for you, for your future birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You didn't know that? I forgot to tell you.
Yeah, you forgot.
Oh. Well, just call me Spanky.
Oh, okay. That works.
Call me Spanky.
I think I'm on the right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a great show you guys had Saturday.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, where's Spanky at? I mean, he was getting all political, and where's he at now?
I know. He's a Wednesday night. That's Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Maybe Spanky will call in.
No, he's doing Bible study. He's not going to call in. All right. Well, I can't find that one. But, you can always.
Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah, I told you we're live. Dude.
Yeah, we got Eric's there and somebody else. Probably you.
Eric and you and me. It's just like I said, this is it's Eric's birthday show.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot to talk about tonight, so let's kick this thing in the nuts.
Thank you for joining Slightly Doomed Show, presented by BWD.
Woo! Welcome everybody. Howdy. Hey, how you doing, James?
I'm doing good. How you doing there, Scooter?
I'm doing better than I deserve. It is a beautiful, wonderful Wednesday night. I almost said Thursday. I'm off.
It feels like Thursday though.
Does it feel like Thursday? It feels like the weekend is headed this way.
Ever since last Tuesday, the days seem to be flying by.
Ooh, little flyby. You know what? I've just been kind of in a mellow state. I don't know about everybody else. Welcome in, Redneck Rambler, BP. Glad to have you from that beautiful Keystone State. Hope you are just basking in the fucking glow of democracy up there, my brother. That's all I can say. Even Eric is basking in democratic glow.
The people in Georgia actually figured out a way to realistically count all the votes.
Yes, and count them in one night, basically.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
I'm fucking impressed. That is awesome.
I mean, I still want to know where 7 to 8 million votes that Biden got, where'd they go?
Well, that's a very good question. I don't think we're ever going to know that, but I can pretty much guarantee you that they weren't legal votes when they were cast in 2020. I mean, there's just no.
I mean, if you go to Snopes.com, it says, "Oh, well, it's fake news. They just haven't been counted yet."
Yeah, they'll be counted by 2023, 4, and 6.
Yeah.
Dumbasses.
I mean, I think I was looking earlier today, and California still only has counted like 86% of their votes.
Yeah, but they're going to hit. Okay, so in 2020, I went back and I checked the numbers. In 2020, California only cast about 17 million votes.
Okay.
And that's what they're going to hit this time. They're going to get close to 17 million.
Wow. So I think yeah. What are we at right now? I think it's about a 3 million difference between the two candidates as far as the popular vote.
It is about 3 million. She's got 72 and he's got 75.
75 and change. Yeah.
Almost 76. He'll go over. He'll exceed the number of votes that he got in 2020. She's going to be right in line with what the Democrats have received on a trend line as population grows.
Mm-hmm.
It's a perfect little graph just heading up.
Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't it, with all the illegal aliens that are here voting, I mean, shouldn't it have gotten spiked a little bit?
Well, I think no. See, the thing is, I think the Republican Party did a great job of putting the lid on that kind of tomfoolery, because you still have some tomfoolery going on.
Of course, yeah.
But I think they clamped down on it. So I don't think there's any way that the Democrat, and plus I don't think the enthusiasm was there.
I think it was only there for the first 48 hours when they installed Kamala.
Well, and yes, and then they had to manufacture the enthusiasm. I wasn't even going to go down this road, but you know what? Yeah. Check this out. Hang on here. Let's see. Check that. Yeah. Okay. So this is an interesting graphic. The Harris campaign raised $1.003 billion.
Over $1 billion.
Over $1 billion. They spent $1.37 billion.
They over budgeted $300 million.
They spent $30 billion more than they had. Come to find out, all of those. What?
That's $30 million.
No, that's billion. Oh, 30 million. You're right.
Yeah, they overspent 30 million. But still,
I got a little excited. I got a little Democrat math going on. Sorry.
Oh my God. And they spent $582 million on staff, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look what the businessman did. He raised $381 million. He spent $345. He's got $20 million left over.
He spent 70% less than her.
And got the job done.
And only $10 million on staff, as opposed to $582 million.
Well, okay. So when you've got Beyonce and you've got Oprah,
does that count as staff?
And you've got Kendrick or whoever, that she paid $20 million from what I understand. No, she paid $10 million to Beyonce for a 5-minute speech. Did I get that right?
Yes.
$10 million.
And she paid another few million for her appearance on a podcast.
Yeah, the sex podcast. They paid to rent Call Me Daddy. I don't know if you've ever listened to it. It's mildly interesting. Call Me Daddy, and it's a woman who hosts it.
I don't have daddy issues.
But it's an interesting. But Kamala and Kamala's campaign funded the sexual escapades. They rented a hotel room. That's where the podcast was held. But everybody else, she paid for all of this, all of these people to support her. She bought their support.
That just seems like it should be illegal. It really should. I mean, I know it's not her campaign financing directly paying for it. I'm sure it's a super PAC that paid for him, right?
Well, I don't know. But here's the deal. If you genuinely support the candidate, if you believe in what the candidate is doing, why do you need to take money from them? Why wouldn't you do it out of the goodness of your heart?
Well, yeah, you should. I mean, there's no reason. Okay, let's give you an example.
Okay.
How much money does Oprah have?
Oprah is one of the richest women of the world. She's got like $8 billion.
At least $1 billion, right?
Well, she's like 8 or 10.
What the hell does she need $1 million for?
Well, she came out and she says this is to pay the staff. It was to pay the staff.
When it takes $1 million of staff, like security and
lattes and gold necklaces.
Wheelchair her fat ass over to the interview, or what? Right. Is she that fat? She needs a wheelchair person to.
You get $100K, support Kamala. You get $100K, support Kamala.
Don't do that. Then you're gonna get all the Democrats saying, "Oh, well, look at what Elon Musk did."
Elon Musk didn't accept any pay. He didn't pay.
No, but Trump, he was giving $1 million away, wasn't he?
Well, to people who signed his petition for free speech. Had nothing to do with voting.
I want to know who won the $1 million.
There were 16 people that won the $1 million. He gave out $16 million. From the time they put the petition out there for people to sign it and say that, yes, we are for free speech and the Second Amendment, 16 people from all of the different swing states participated. They got $1 million check.
That's awesome.
And then the DA or the Attorney General in Pennsylvania filed suit against Elon Musk and his super
I heard
PAC.
about that.
Yep.
That got thrown out already.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some judge.
Seems like anything the Democrats come across to try to put through court system gets thrown out.
Yeah. Well, not everything.
Here's the sad part. I mean, and you and I discussed this a little earlier.
Yeah.
But here you have your average American being hounded by the Kamala Harris campaign. Oh, please donate $5, $10. The average American is struggling to get their bills paid on a monthly basis, living paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
And yet she's getting donations from these poor people.
Yeah.
And all the money's going to fucking millionaires.
Yes.
So that right there should show the American people that the Democrat Party represents the rich and famous, not the average everyday American.
Well, it represents the people that need to be protected, the Diddy fans, the Epsteiners, because that shit's about to hit the fan.
Oh, my God. I can't wait.
I'm excited. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Forgot to turn that off. Y'all can live through it. I'll edit it out later.
Thank you for
Like the
joining the
Energizer Bunny.
Slightly Tube Show, presented by BWD.
Taking a break from the poker tables, as you can see here tonight.
Well, I'm glad you could squeeze out of that chair and come over and at least spend a few minutes with me.
And it's amazing how much you have to pay people to stand still for a whole 2 hours.
They're Democrats. They're not going anywhere. They think Kamala and Beyonce are showing up.
You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is, dude. That's
oh my God. Well, before we get into our talking points tonight, do you mind if I take over a little bit?
It's all you. It's all you. I'm going to put a dip in, and I'm going to sit back, and I'm going to relax, and I'm just going to bask in the glow of democracy tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
God,
you.
It's just an amazing day. Every day I wake up now, it's like rejuvenation. Anyways, last Tuesday, as you guys know, the American people had their voices heard. It was the big wave that was still out at sea from the expected tides of 2022. And maybe it was a blessing that the red wave never occurred back in 2022. That way we got the opportunity to see the Democrats continue to dig their graves. There's been a mandate set forth by the majority of American people. And guess what, folks? They want to deport illegal aliens. They want to end the children changing their body parts in order to change their genders on their own. And we're all tired of the pronouns. The Democrats hate the American people. Once upon a time, they wanted to tell everyone, oh, it's the white people. They're racist. They're bigots. They're misogynists. Well, apparently they aren't blaming those crackers anymore. Take a look at the rhetoric after this last election. Now you have them blaming the blacks for being misogynist, because God forbid a woman be in charge.
Yeah.
And the Hispanics, they're being called racist and misogynist.
Yep.
You can't blame Whitey. After all, she had the white dudes for Camel in her corner. I think they're all gay. But anyways, like Harry Sisson.
50 boy.
He's a sissy boy. So here we are with the Democrats losing the presidency, the Senate and the House. They're freaking out. Meanwhile, Trump is already hard at work appointing his cabinet members. The Democrats, well, they're still trying to fundraise to make up for the $20 million in debt they are in, as you just saw. I mean, after all, they're the party that represent the rich, paying Oprah $1 million for her endorsement, paying out millions of dollars to others for their endorsements and performances, taking small donations from tens of thousands of Americans who are struggling to get by, also they can pay off their celebrity fake endorsements. And as we saw how that worked out for them. And this election it was proven that the people in our country are done listening to the Morning Joes, the Jake Tappers, the Rachel Maddows, the list goes on and on with the fake news media. The American people have tuned out of the fake news mainstream media and have opted for real news and information from independent journalists and other podcasters. I mean, why else do you think CNN is restructuring and going to lay off significant amounts of people? MSLSD is going to be selling their company, but then again, who's going to buy it?
That's a good
I mean, it's
question.
worthless. It has no value. I mean, it's trash. It might be the garbage that Joe Biden was talking about. But at the end of the day, the Trump administration, they have their work cut out for them. As long as he can stay alive, I think he'll do a damn good job. Don't expect everything. It's, in my opinion, it's not gonna, it's gonna be a good 4 years.
I agree.
You can't expect miracles, but I think he'll get a good amount of shit taken care of.
I think you're right.
I think we all have a lot to look forward to.
Oh, I love that rant. Was that your rant? Was that it? Was that the whole thing?
That's my rant for the day. I mean, I have plenty of other personal ones, but not for the show.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're going to that. All right. Well, before we do this, hey, Spanky, who the hell's sponsoring the show tonight? Can you tell me that?
The Beans and Weenie Show, ladies and gentlemen, being brought to you by
Yes.
Jester's Voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man's got some pipes. He's going to use it. Make sure you check out jestersvoice.com for all your things Jester Doom.
Yes.
He's got the Doomsday Podcast. Very, very cool show.
Yep.
He's got the Doom Daily Show. So check out our friend. He's normally here Saturday nights, but his life is all over the place. We enjoy him when he can get here in one of these days, so I have to get in here and catch up with us. But jestersvoice.com. You got to check it out.
Thank you for that, Spanky.
Jester's mysterious voice.
Yeah, Jester's mysterious voice. It's an awesome voice.
It is. Voice. And thank you again, Spanky. We have Spanky doing light duties tonight.
Yes, we're hiding him. He's chained under the desk.
I think he likes it.
I know he likes it. All right, so you brought up some great points. Can we keep Donald Trump alive? Be prepared, because it's going to be rocky. Shit is going to be rocky. And that turns us to the first thing that I kind of want to touch on here, because here's the problem, folks.
We have problems?
Yeah, the Democratic governors already lining up to Trump-proof their states. Newsom is out there. He's called a special session for Congress.
I got a special session for him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And New York, Kathy Hochul came out with guns blazing. She, after Letitia said, we're still going after Trump, we're going to keep the lawfare up. Kathy Hochul said, don't fuck with the New Yorkers, because we're coming after you, Big Don. That's right.
But you know what the funny part is?
Tell me.
Here's the funny part. You have all these Democratic governors trying to step up to Donald Trump, saying, oh, you're not doing shit to our state.
Mm-hmm.
Have they taken a look at what their constituents really want?
Yeah. Donald Trump got more of the vote share in the state of New York than any Republican has in a long-ass time.
In every state across the country, it moved red.
Yep.
And so they want to stand up to Trump, right? Here's the deal. When it comes to illegal immigration, there's got to be some type of laws on the books to where because this is a federal crime, this is not a state crime.
Yeah.
So can they be convicted of harboring criminals? Can they be convicted of aiding and abetting criminals?
Well, it's the laws on the books. I think that is something that should be looked into. Because
I agree.
If you're you know what? If they're going to go after Trump for fucking writing a check to get a non-disclosure agreement, which everybody in the world does, just about every politician has done that at one time or another, including all of the women. You know what? Why don't you go after Kamala and go after Joe Biden? Because Laken Riley was murdered by an illegal immigrant that their policies let into this country. And Jocelyn Nungary down in Houston.
Yep.
Yeah. equal rights under the law.
100%. I'm 100% with you.
Yep. There you go. But what I want to get to, I want to go back here. I want to talk about these poison pills that, the governors are trying to plant to keep. And it's funny because Newsom and the state of California takes the most tax dollars out of the coffers. The federal government sends more tax dollars to the state of California than they do to Oklahoma, than they do to Wyoming, than they do to Montana, than they do to a few other states combined, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
They get a big chunk of this, but they don't want to play by the federal rules. So they want to keep Trump out.
Yeah. They think they're like the Formula One people.
Yeah.
That they're God's greatest gift to earth.
Yeah. And, we're going to talk about some of Trump's nominees for some of the departments, the cabinet level departments that he's already thrown out there. But this story, I want to read you this. This was Friday, November the 8th. Oh my gosh. Listen to this crap. This is amazing.
Oh, I love this show.
Yeah, no, this is great. But we're going to go over to, I don't know why it jumped, but, that's why. There we go. Oh,
There we go. No.
Huh. All right. Oh, cancel that. We'll go to there. So
Come on. Get it right.
whatever. I'm still getting used to this. This is only like our, first week back, and we're still trying to figure things out again. But on Friday, November 8th, after the election, Pentagon officials got together and they discussed how to respond if Trump issues controversial orders. What does that sound like to you?
What controversial orders? You mean like mass deportation?
Well, in the Department of Defense, I mean, if Trump says, "All right, we're going to send troops to the southern border on Mexico,"
now some people are saying that's illegal. I tend to disagree with it because you're dealing with protecting the American people,
protecting our borders.
Correct.
You cannot posse comitatus. You cannot send federal troops to police cities unless there's martial law or terrorism or things like that. Hello, Jelly. So good to see you in here, my darling. Yeah, but
so how do they plan on responding? That's what I want to know.
Well, all of these high-level generals and people are getting together, and they're talking about what they're going to do if Mr. Trump issues an order they don't agree with.
Well, can't they be fired?
They could be brought up on charges. That's treason. That's treason. Yeah. And they're all worried about all getting fired and getting put in jail and being investigated. But here's what we're going on Friday, before we knew who the Department of Defense Secretary nominee was going to be. In this story, lovely CNN story, as a matter of fact, from November 8th, Trump has suggested he would be open to using active duty forces for domestic law enforcement and mass deportations, and has indicated he wants to stack the federal government with loyalists and clean out corrupt actors in the U.S. national security establishment. Okay. What's wrong with that?
I'm waiting for the bad part.
I'm still wondering where the bad part is. Trump in his last term had a fraught relationship with much of his senior military leadership, including now retired General Mark Milley, who took steps to limit Trump's ability to use nuclear weapons while he was chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. What Mark Milley did was committed treason.
Yes.
Because he is supposed to follow the orders of the commander-in-chief, which is a civilian position. That's how our country is arranged. The military is controlled by a civilian politician that was elected by the people. So, yeah.
So I don't think these governors, these left-leaning governors, have any standing.
Oh no, they don't. And here's another.
And if Newsom wants to if he wants to play those games, take away all of California's federal funding. Fuck 'em.
Bingo, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
You know what? All those federal dollars they get for education, all those federal dollars, and that leads into the point of getting rid of the Department of Education, which is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for that to go away. It's just going to be amazing. But yes, you know what? If they don't want to follow the rules, then they don't get the immigrant money that we've been sending them. Cut off the COVID bucks. Fucking stop that shit. Anyway.
Is COVID still around?
Sure. The money's still around. They're still handing out money. They're sending money over to Ukraine for COVID. They're sending, FEMA is sending the money to all the states to put the illegal immigrants up in nice hotels and give them food and stuff. Did you hear that after Trump was elected, the New York City politicians cut off the illegal immigrant dollars for food?
Really?
The voucher money? Yep. Cut that off.
As soon as he was elected?
As soon as he was elected. Yep. Mayor Adams and the staff and the deputy mayor, whoever the hell she was, cut that shit off. Said, no more. We're done.
Well, what bigots?
I know.
That brings up another point for me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know how these left-leaning liberals want reparations, right?
Right.
Well, who do we go after? I mean, I think the American people should have one huge-ass class action lawsuit against the federal government for them giving our money to illegal criminals.
Well, I think there should be civil action against these states, against New York. Yeah. I think there should be civil action against Arizona and that Democrat governor out there, New Mexico. And again,
it's appalling. It really is.
Yeah, I think we
and thank God it's going to come to an end.
Amen. Hopefully.
So speaking on that subject,
okay,
before we move on,
all right.
You know the liberals are going to bring up, oh well, he's going to separate families, and what about oh my God, you know what? Here's my perspective on that. Okay, so let's say mom and dad came, they had a baby, so the baby's an American citizen, right? But mom and dad are still illegal.
Okay.
They're not breaking up any family whatsoever. Mom and dad got to go.
Right.
So they can take the child with them, and when the child is grown up, they can come back.
Yeah. Or they can turn around. They can go back across the border and they come in legally. And they can apply for asylum through an official port instead of crossing over a river or climbing through a fence or hiking through the desert or anything like that. But I love Tom Homan. Tom Homan is now the border czar appointee, and his duties will begin on the 21st of January when Donald Trump takes office. But there's a clip out there running around on X and on YouTube and on Facebook where Ocasio-Cortez is questioning Tom Homan during Trump's first administration, and she asked Tom Homan, "Do you support separating families?" And you know what Tom Homan's response was to this lady? This idiot?
I have a feeling I do, but what is it?
This moron. They said, look, here's the deal. If I happen to go out and I have a child in my car and I'm driving through the streets in an American city and I'm drunk and I get pulled over and I get arrested for DUI, you know what happens? I get separated from my child. Child services will come pick it up if there's nobody else to take it.
It's not the right pronoun, by the way. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Remember, pronouns are gone.
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, I'm still stuck. I got to wash that out after 4 years.
No, you're 100%. He's 100% right.
Yes.
I mean, you go rob a bank, you're not going to be going home to your wife or husband or whoever it is that you're living with. You're going to be separated from them because you've
committed a crime.
A felony crime. Yeah.
That is correct. And it is illegal to pass over the United States border from a foreign country without going through the proper places.
Yes.
if I can.
So
say
yeah,
that.
so I'm looking forward to it. I think he'll start with the criminals, the the ones that are
Well, that's what they were
killing
talking
people.
about.
Right.
They're
But I
going to
think
get rid of the
eventually he's gonna-
criminals.
Right. Get rid of the criminals, and then we'll start working our way down.
Right. And then we'll start working to the families. Jelly says over on Rumble, Australia is backpedaling fast with the Twitter posts about Trump. They're trying to clean up because there was a lot of rabid Australian politicians down there who were dumping on Trump, kind of like what was going on over in England, which was hilarious. And now they're like, oh, we can work with him. He's a good guy. We love him. Just keep giving us money.
Isn't it amazing that within 1 week you have Iran telling their top officials,
Yep.
hey, we need to talk about ending this war.
Mhm.
You also have Russia. They want to end the war.
Yep.
Putin's already come out and said that they want to end the war.
And Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Because we have a weak, feckless administration. Joe Biden's administration was a complete and miserable failure. Here's
They don't understand business. That's the problem.
no. They don't understand anything, to be candid with you. They don't understand. Here is what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's foreign policy legacy. I was thinking of jelly there for a minute. Legacy is going to be. Look at this headline. Okay. Israeli soccer fans in Amsterdam ambushed by gangs of anti-Israel attackers shouting "Free Palestine." Now, Netanyahu sent planes to evacuate citizens. Amsterdam. Does anybody know what is significant about Amsterdam?
Isn't that where you can go do drugs and party it up?
Well, besides that, and yeah,
That's all I thought
prostitution
about
is
that.
legal, and if you go into the red light district, you can do this thing called window shopping. But I wouldn't advise anybody does it. Amsterdam, no, you don't want to do that. It's not that. It's not that good. It's not that fun.
Creepy crawlers, huh?
Amsterdam is where the Frank family hid out from.
Oh, like Anne Frank.
Yes, the Diary of Anne Frank.
I know her.
Yeah, you know what persuasion? You know what religion the Frank family was?
I think they're a bunch of Jewish people.
Jews. That's correct. Hanging out in Amsterdam.
I wonder if they're partying it up.
Well, but this is the Biden foreign policy legacy going on here, because Israel, one of Israel's teams, traveled to Amsterdam to play in a soccer tournament up there.
Right.
And gangs of anti-Semites, gangs of pro-Palestinian Hamas supporting individuals were roaming the streets, beating the living crap out of these people.
Oh my God.
Yes. Here, let's see if we can take a little bit of let's distressing content, ladies and gentlemen. Distressing content. Here they are roaming the streets. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's-
Oh my God.
Yep. There's no volume. They're just beating up the Jews. Beat up a Jew. That's right.
Is that Anne Frank's face right there?
No, that is not Anne Frank, but that would have been hilarious had it
Right.
been. That would have been amazing.
Unbelievable. What? Don't these people have anything else better to do?
Well, when you're misinformed, when you've been lied to and you've been sold a bill of goods, you're going to do.
So what you're telling me is you don't necessarily blame the people that are kicking the shit out of the Jews. You feel that they've
No,
been
I do.
missing-
I blame them. They need to be prosecuted. They need to be imprisoned. They need to, and then they need to be
hold on.
taught what's actually going on.
But you said that they've been misinformed, they've
They
been
have
this, they've been that.
Yeah.
So doesn't most of the blame shift toward the people telling the lies?
Yes, it falls solely. The culpability, the responsibility are the people that were misinforming them.
So it's kind of like the illegal immigrants.
A little bit.
You have Joe Biden telling everybody to come on over to get free shit.
But here's the thing.
I mean, So can you really blame? And I'm not defending them. I mean, they're still criminals regardless. Just kind of like these guys that are kicking the shit out of the Jewish people.
Right.
But I don't blame the illegal immigrants that are coming across.
I do.
I mean, if you're being told something that you're going to get this and that, and Oprah's going to give you $1 million, your ass is coming over. I don't care what, So can you really blame the illegal immigrant?
Yeah, I can. Because here's the thing. If they're that unintelligent,
most of them are.
I know there's some pretty smart cookies that are sneaking across the border getting the free shit.
Maybe the true criminals are smart enough to know the difference.
Okay.
But I think I also do think there are, that video that I watched, what was the documentary that I watched from the Tucker Carlson
Line in the Sand.
Walsh?
Line in the Sand.
Line in the Sand.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of the people there. Yeah. There's a lot of them. I don't think, they don't have the smarts and they're just looking for a better life.
Well, and they can have a better life.
Well, I can't blame them when they're being promised this, that, and the other. I mean, if I'm in their shoes, I'm doing the same thing. What do I got to lose?
Okay. What kind of a bad life did they leave, though? I mean, what is really going on? They're coming up from Venezuela. They're coming up from...
I guarantee you they weren't living in luxury mansion hotels. And I guarantee you they weren't eating as good as they have been since they've arrived. So that in itself, I mean... Well,
I don't know. I think the difference. I think at a human level, the difference between right and wrong. And
but I go back to the part where when there's authority telling you it's okay,
then why are you sneaking through in the middle of the night, breaking through a fence, concertina wire? Why are you doing that? If somebody, wouldn't that process in your mind that that's not right?
I mean, honestly, what could have happened, right? Because the Biden administration, the Biden Harris administration, I'm sorry, they already had given the green light. I mean, the cartel could have brought them to the border and they still would have just processed them and let them in. They didn't need to go, in my opinion, they didn't need to go through the river and into the fence and all that.
Right.
The cartels just made it to where they, got their millions of dollars.
Well, I mean, they could have got their millions of dollars and put them on that bus and driven them right up to the port of entry in the United States. Said, there you go, get off, give me your money.
And that was what the interesting part of that movie was for me, was the Mexican federal government did not want them crossing the border. I found that because at one point they had to hide from the Mexican authorities.
Yes.
When they were on the train.
Well, okay, so when the stay in Mexico order went into effect during Trump's administration, the Mexican authorities were preventing them from coming across.
Right.
So, but I think in some of those areas, I think some of those folks are just as corrupt as some of the cartels.
They want their piece.
They want a little taste. They want a little sniff.
You can't blame them.
I don't know. I can blame them all day long, but I mean that's just the legacy that this administration, the 3.5 years, almost 4 years, we're going to be left with, and we're going to have to clean up the mess. So it's not going to be an easy thing.
What do you say to the some of the, I don't know, liberals, or some call themselves moderates, which I beg to differ with them, as I've had a conversation with one recently. But what do you say to them when they're saying, "Oh, well, if you deport all the illegal aliens, you're not going to have people. You're going to have a lot of high unemployment. You're going to have not enough people working and all that."
Oh, yeah, we're going to have open jobs, and then the Americans can fill those jobs, and, oh, my God, nobody's going to be able to pick the fruit. You know what? Here's the problem with that. We have migrant worker visas. We have people that travel from Mexico into these agricultural states, even here in Oklahoma. They go as far as New Jersey, and they pick tomatoes. they go to California and they pick almonds and oranges and cotton and all the other stuff. And that has been going on for 60 and 70 years. And we have a program in place. They come to the border, they say migrant farm worker. And they get their little visa, and then they pop over here and they earn their money, and then they go back when the season's done.
Yeah. No.
So no.
And I even told them, I said, look, the ones that have come across illegally recently, they are not working. They're collecting free money, free food, free housing. That's all they're doing. They're just basically leeching off the system. Everybody forgets the TikTok kid that was telling people how to get the free money and how to get the, you can break it. Yeah, squat. Break into a house, live there for 30 days, and then boom, it's your house. Doesn't matter if you're illegal. So no, a majority of these people, they're coming up here, and now they're turning tricks on Roosevelt Avenue in Queens. I mean, have you seen all of the hell that's going on up in New York City? Not recently. I'm scared to ask. It's worse than what the Strip used to look like back in the 60s. They got more streetwalkers in Queens than you can shake a stick at. And it's worse than Tropicana Avenue? Yes, it's worse than Tropicana Avenue. And the funny thing is, it's Ocasio-Cortez's district that all that shit's happening in. Wow. Surprised she's not down there with him. Well, she might be. I don't know. She lives in D.C. She's got a mansion. She's not doing shit. What are you putting in your mouth there, buddy? Tell the world. Today's show is sponsored by D's Nuts. Yeah. Lucky bastard. I mean, are those the cheap nuts? They're dry nuts. $2.99 at Albertsons. Little Diddy oil would fix that. Oh, he's going to be missing. He's going to be getting plenty of oil soon. Yeah. So that's going to be another fun thing. So we move on from all these fucking governors. I mean, you got the governor of Massachusetts that's saying that they're going to stop Trump from doing anything. And then Newsom and Hochul and the New Jersey governor came out and said, you're not going to touch our illegal immigrants. We're not going to do anything to support your endeavor to take the illegal immigrants out of our society because we love them and we want to keep them. And Pritzker, Governor Pritzker from Illinois, even said it. Like I said, all I can go back to is, haven't they seen what the mandate is from the American people? No, they're blind. They're blinded by the light. Oh my God, it's hilarious. But that's all right. I look forward to Newsom running in 2028. Oh, that'll be exciting. It'll be fun. It's going to be either him or Ocasio-Cortez. Yeah. Here, I got a little video of Pritzker, JB, big boy. Ooh, big boy. Let's get big boy going here. Yeah.
We also want to make sure that there isn't a violation of people's rights with, raids, for example, that are done in coordination with local law enforcement on people who are, frankly, holding down jobs and have been in this country for many, many years. We think that's improper. And in Illinois, that's not something that we
holding
would condone.
Jobs.
There's been some talk about using other states' National Guard, red state National Guards to somehow come into a blue state and try and enforce these new Stephen Miller inspired rules. And that's just not something we're going to accept. But I want.
He said new rules.
Yes, new rules.
These are not not new rules.
Stephen Miller inspired rules. New rules. New rules. Yeah.
Tell him to go get served by Trump at McDonald's. He needs some more cheeseburgers.
They need to vote his ass out. They've got a governor's election coming up here, and he doesn't need to be serving any longer. Illinois needs better representation than a billionaire who doesn't give a shit. This guy, during COVID, when they locked down Chicago and they locked down all Illinois and said you couldn't go anywhere or do anything, his wife jumped on the private jet, headed down to the Bahamas to hang out for a while at their horse ranch in the Bahamas.
Must be nice.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, what a sweet guy. Yeah.
I need some horses.
Fucker. Anyway.
Oh my God. So the liberals are melting down.
Yep.
They oh my God, the world's coming to an end.
It is.
I haven't seen any Democrats leave. Mark Cuban started deleting his tweets or whatever the hell you call them now.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, he started deleting those. Oh my God.
All the ones that support. He didn't delete them all. He just deleted the ones that were supporting Kamala.
Oh my God. Have you seen all the liberal tears on TikTok and all these females crying? And
Well, I'm glad you said it. I tell you what, let's just go here. Let's take a look at this. We've got some from some of the mainstream media. I think this ought to be fun. Let's see what our buddy Jimmy has to say. If it'll play.
I don't hear it.
Nobody hears it.
Of hardworking immigrants who make this. The rest was not great. Let's be honest. It was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go. For healthcare, for our climate, for science,
Is that like a tear?
for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth, and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
He's delusional.
Oh, cry a little harder. Oh, God.
Poor Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, you go out, put a cucumber in your pants and get women to touch it.
Oh my God. When is he going to get canceled? I mean, who even watches him anymore?
You know what? There must be enough liberals out there that they I don't know. I don't know who watches them. I don't care.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, he's delusional. I mean, I wonder how much money he was paid.
You know, he had to get a piece of that pie.
I'm sure he did.
He had to get a piece of that pie. You know.
But then you also have these females on, and if you go to my my X account,
Your ex account,
my Twitter account, or whatever, you can check me out over on what is my tag name, by the way?
At Slightly Serious on
At
X
Slightly
Twitter.
Serious.
It's right there, right on the screen. What you did just right?
Oh yeah, right there.
Right there.
Right there. If you go on there, I actually posted one about an hour ago, and basically you have these females now. All of a sudden, what appear to be females, I should say. They're starting to say no sex for you guys, no sex for 4 years. Yeah.
Have you got?
And I don't know if you can pull it up, but this chick. Oh my God. I don't know if you're able to pull it up.
Wrong one.
I wouldn't let her pull it up. That's for sure.
No, she couldn't pull it up. It's
oh no.
That would be.
But she's holding a sign that says "No sex." You know, it's in retaliation for the American people voting for Trump to be our president.
Wow.
And I had to write a caption, and the caption I wrote, and if you see the photograph, you'd understand. I said, "Who would want to have sex with her, anyways? Any straight man would go gay first."
Well, it doesn't like me, but
it doesn't like you. But oh, there it is.
There she is.
There she is, and you can. The sign is beneath. But wouldn't you be so disappointed, Scooter, if you don't get sex from her?
No, not at all. Never. No. I don't think. No. No.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't do that. What else you got out here? Let's see. Here.
I mean, I can imagine what your baby would look like.
I don't want to. No. There are a bunch of those, and it's fun because we We love that stuff.
It's great.
I was just thinking here. Let's see. Let's take a look here. We've got Stephen Colbert choking up with his guest on the. Should be interesting.
It's amazing how all these millionaire people are just so
Distraught.
upset. Oh my God. What the hell do they care? They're going to go home to their mansion and their millions of dollars.
How would you explain that to a 14-year-old today? How would you explain this election?
I'll try not to think about my boys because.
Yes.
But
What's
I
wrong
think
with
you
this
would
room?
say that amazing things have been done through the American political system. People have been given freedoms that they were denied, and glorious opportunities in this country that you can't get anywhere else. And then awful things have happened in the American system, and you have to fight to make sure that you're doing the good part and not the bad part. They can get on basically one of two buses that are going to take them to a destination they think is meaningful. And you get on the bus, and there are a whole bunch of the people on the bus who just want to be seen and have opportunity in American life. And then there are other people on the bus engaged in the same journey who are there absolutely just for themselves, to get power, to give themselves just more riches and more control over things. And
The Democrats.
Hold on, but you put those two together, they're the same people. The same people that are on the bus that want to be seen are the ones that are raking in the millions.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, case in point, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was a broke bartender when she got elected to the United States Congress, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now her net worth is $25 million. How does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe taking it up the butt, Bob.
That could be it. Got another one here, Alexandria. Here's another 3 million. Bend over.
Yeah. I mean, basically, that. And here's the thing. And Trump made mention of this. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he would love it for it to happen.
Right.
But we need term limits for all Congress and all the congressmen and senators. 2 terms. That's it.
Okay, so here's the beautiful thing. He's going to go around Congress to get this done. He's going to propose a convention of states. Who else could get away with proposing a convention of states other than the president of the United States and that big fucking loudmouth Donald J. Trump? I think he could get it done.
If anybody could, it would be him. But I'm not gonna hold my breath.
But and here's the beautiful thing. You look at the map. Here's the thing. You know how many states you need to ratify an amendment to the Constitution?
2/3, I think.
26 states.
Majority, then.
Just a majority, a simple majority. Hello, Jilly over there on Facebook. Good to see you.
That's going to be tough, though, because who's going to vote themselves out of a job?
Now, Eric says 38. Eric, is that, did you get that off the website, or 75%? Because we don't have to have a quorum. We just need a simple majority for a constitutional amendment. I'll have to look this up.
But I go back to the fact of who's going to vote themselves out of a job.
Well, okay, that's just it. The country was not created to have an industry called politics. Government was never meant to be an industry.
I agree with that.
The founding fathers said, here's the deal. You volunteer your time. You go become a servant leader. You serve in government. And then you go home and you live your life.
But they failed the people by not instituting a term.
Well, they didn't, because back then people didn't want to serve a lifetime.
Well, of course not. They weren't making millions of dollars.
They had prestige. They had power. All right, so I'm looking this up here just to make sure, because I was pretty positive it was only 26 out of 50 states. We have 50 states. The District of Columbia does not count. and neither does Puerto Rico or Guam or the Micronesian Islands or any of St. Thomas, St. John's. It does not. All right. So unanimous consent. 2/3 of state legislatures. Let's see. Congress will call for a constitutional convention on the request of 2/3 of the state. So 2/3 of the state legislatures have to agree and call for a constitutional convention. And then it would be debated. And then I'm old, so I read slow. So
that's okay. I forgive you.
So that's who can call it. So if Donald Trump goes to 2/3 of the states, and I think he could convince them to call for a constitutional convention. And
we'll see.
We could get an amendment through.
I'm just saying I'm not holding my breath.
So, but for an amendment, I believe it's just 26.
Something with voter ID. That needs to happen.
Yeah. Well, since we're going to talk about that, all right, I'll get out of that. Not even worry about it. Wow. Looks like we lost everybody over on Podbean. Sorry. Glad you came. Meh. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's almost time to shut down Podbean there for a minute. Wednesday, Pulse. They'll play. Everybody's gone to the Pulse. That's it.
What's
Pappy,
the Pulse?
welcome. Brett, Denali, Brett, and those guys, they do a variety show. They just sit around and kick it, have a good time.
Oh, cool.
So, what's going on, WV Pappy? Glad to have you in here on our Wednesday night. It's just me and James, and we're talking politics this evening. Anything on your mind that you want to talk about there, Pappy? No, we're not talking about prostitutes. West Virginia doesn't have. No.
Well, we did briefly.
We did.
We brought up Tropicana Avenue.
We did, but I want to go through. I like what Donald Trump's got going on in the cabinet.
I think it's great.
I think it is fan-damn-tastic.
You got a little chart going, I see.
I got a little chart going. We got a little something going on here.
All right.
Yeah, buddy. And the latest. Oh my God, they have blown the Democrats' minds, and some of the Republicans. Oh, breaking news! Fox News projects Republicans retain House control.
Oh yeah.
Oh baby. Let's see.
Hey, look at that. For a misogynist, for a guy who hates females and stuff like that, look at the chief of staff.
I know Susie Wiles. She's going to be an interesting. She's going to keep him, I believe, on track and on target because she did pretty good during the campaign.
Yeah, she did.
She was the campaign chairman, co-campaign chairman. All right, so we got Susie Wiles.
Little Marco
Rubio. That's right. He's going to be the Secretary of State. Trump is going to nominate him as soon as he takes office. We've got Elise Stefanik coming out of Congress, and she's going to be ambassador to the UN.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then some of these other people you may or may not have heard of. National Security Advisor Michael Waltz. He's been hanging around Trump before.
He's not related to Tim, is he?
No, there's a T in his name.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yep. And of course, we talked about Tom Homan, the border czar, and one of my favorite picks. And I know you don't care about Israel. Go ahead.
I don't care about Israel. I mean, I think. Wait, hold on. What do you mean I don't care about Israel?
Well, you said they need to solve their own problems.
Well, they do.
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with assisting them with weapons and all that, but I think it's all a bunch of bullshit. I think it just needs to come to an end. You know what? And I believe this in anything. You don't agree with a certain religion, stick to your own fucking religion and leave everybody else alone.
There you go.
Right place.
There you go. All right. But we've got the ambassador to Israel is going to be Mike Huckabee, the former governor for the state of Arkansas. And I think that's a brilliant choice.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Yep. I'm getting to it, Pappy. I'm getting to it. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. All right. So Lee Zeldin, former congressman from the state of New York, ran for governor, should have won governor in the state of New York. He's going to be the EPA administrator. John Ratcliffe is going to be director of the CIA.
I think that's a fantastic.
I think that is a great choice. I would have Rick Grinnell, I think, would have been good in there too, but I like John Ratcliffe. And then, of course, the Doge Department, ladies and gentlemen, the Doge Department, Elon and Vivek.
How's everybody feeling for those who own Dogecoin?
People are losing their fucking mind. Oh my God, they are.
Wow.
Holy shit! Hold on, you gotta see this. This is gonna be great. This is awesome. Let's see here. Let's see what this boy says here. Yeah, okay.
Well, Elon Musk suffered a humiliating demotion tonight by Donald Trump. The theory that Elon Musk might become, in effect, a co-president or the real president, while Donald Trump, in effect, retires to a life of golfing, suffered a significant setback tonight when Donald Trump announced that he would give Elon Musk a job that does not exist and will last at most 18 months. And worst of all, Elon Musk, the richest person in the world, was assigned a working partner who, like Musk, has also never worked in government before, Vivek Ramaswamy, who's not even a billionaire. Elon Musk didn't even get his own press release from Donald Trump. He had to share it with Vivek Ramaswamy. Elon Musk got the first shared press release.
Wait a minute. We had to pronounce Kamalama Ding Dong's name. Why are they trying to insult Vivek Ramaswamy? Vivek Ramaswamy. Vivek. They are losing their minds over this. A department that doesn't exist.
Well, it's a created department. And the great thing is, the thing I like about it the most, these two people are coming into the government just like Donald Trump.
Yep.
They're not career politicians.
Nope.
They're doing it for the country. They don't need to.
Right.
They can go sit off in the sunset with their millions and billions of dollars.
Yep.
So I don't have a problem with it being an 18-month position.
Well, it shouldn't be any longer than that, because they're going to come in, they're going to trim the fat. They're going to get rid of some of these duplicate departments.
This, get rid of the Department of Education, get rid of this, get rid of them.
Yep.
Hopefully get rid of the IRS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Trim it down quite a bit. It'll be exciting. Get rid of that.
Fire the 80,000 that they hired.
Fire them. What do you do here? The office space where the two guys go in and they sit down with it. What do you do here? What is it exactly?
What do you do, George?
What do you do?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic that you have, you're starting to have a government for the people, by the people.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And that's what it was originally supposed to be anyways.
Right.
So, yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be anything more than that. These folks, they need to come to the understanding that they actually work for us. We pay their salary.
Right.
We don't exist for them to have power. They work for us. And just because they go off into their shining ivory towers in the District of Columbia and they don't have to deal with us on a daily basis on the streets and our traffic and the crappy schools that we send our kids to, you know what? Fuck that. I think here's a novel idea. I don't think that politicians should have a residence in fucking D.C. They should live in temporary housing because they don't work all the time.
Well, Biden should have just stayed in Delaware.
Well, he pretty much did. I don't think. You know what? We put the president in the White House. That's fine. You put up the department secretary folks. And here's another great idea that I hope that Donald Trump institutes: moving some of this bullshit out of D.C. and into the country. He's already
Such as
he's already taken the Bureau of Land Management, moved it to Colorado.
what about the FBI? Maybe you should move them out.
I think they should be moved out. Move them into a center city. Move them into Oklahoma City, center of the country. Move them into Kansas City. They have a very big presence in Kansas City.
They have a shitty football team too.
Well, yeah, that's 9-0, and they're going to the Super Bowl for a three-peat, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, wait for the Detroit Lions to meet them.
Whatever.
Anyways, yeah, no, I agree with you. Move the shit out of DC. And President Trump, he should just stay at Mar-a-Lago and just be president from there.
I mean,
it's probably a nicer grounds anyways.
It is, and the climate's a lot better.
Yeah,
and you don't have to deal with traffic, and there's plenty of acreage around it. He'd be okay. Just have to get the Secret Service to be able to protect him a little better, and I think everything would be good. But no, move the fucking departments, put them out get them the fuck out of there.
Yeah,
I move the Department of Defense out of fucking DC.
Except don't move them to Chicago because there's a bunch of idiots that live in Chicago.
No, there's no reason to move them to Chicago. Why not move them into cities where they could benefit from the workforce that's there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Move them. I don't know where to move them, but we'll move them.
Move them out. Move them down the road. But yo.
Well, I tried to create your segue, but you missed it. So
I did. I missed it completely. Zoom, zoom, right over the top of my head. Where are we segueing to?
The Chicago idiots.
Chicago, that tall town. Yeah, that jackass. There's actually I wanted to play this. Where the hell is this?
Mayor Brandon Johnson?
Yeah, that son of a gun. See if I can find him over here.
I think he was saying something about that his city will always be inclusive of everyone and welcome everyone, and fight for justice and equality and transgenders and God only knows what else.
We love everybody, and that's Donald Trump's not going to come take they're going to run his ass out of town. I'm just saying here. They're going to run his ass out of town.
They're still shooting each other over there.
Well, the Democrats are not happy with him, if you think about it.
Well, of course not.
They are, Let's see what our boys in Chicago. Let's just see if we can get a little.
I can get audio if you want audio.
Oh, I got audio.
We're going to defend the people of this city because, look, his attack, let's be very clear, the president-elect, former President Trump, his threat is not just towards new arrivals and undocumented families. His threats are also against black families.
Oh, come on.
He has a vision to destroy public education. So when he talks about Project 2025 and dismantling public education, we're talking about a system that has been designed.
When he talks about Project 2025, when the fuck has he brought Project 2025 up? Except for the fact of saying he has nothing to do with it.
Exactly. He said, I don't know who wrote it. I haven't looked at it, and that's not a part of my plan. Donald Trump's plan was on his website.
Yeah.
And he is.
And these liberals continue with the fake ass rhetoric.
Yep.
And scare tactics, fear mongering.
Yep.
To continue the divisiveness of their people. I mean, hasn't he seen what the poll numbers look like? That Kamala didn't get the amount of black votes that she needed.
Nope. And she didn't get the Latino votes that she needed. Here's the deal. Brandon has got a money-making operation going on in Chicago, and it's because of the schools, and it's the unions in Chicago where they make all of their money. And see, if Donald Trump gets rid of the Department of Education, then that money's going to dry up, and it's going to dry up fast.
Bye-bye money.
Yeah.
But at least, you know what? You get rid of the Department of Education, you won't have all these school boards and the FBI saying that you have domestic terrorists for the parents of children going to the school boards to fight for their children.
Here, let me walk you back a little bit. Okay, so when you were a kid, you actually experienced this. When I was a kid, I experienced it too. The Department of Education was not formed until the late 70s by Jimmy Carter. Before that, the states ran their own schools. Okay? And they competed. They competed for students, and they competed. And we, the United States, collectively were ranked in the top 2 or 3 for education among all the countries on this planet, whether you think it's flat or whether you think it's round. We were ranked 1, 2, or 3 during those times. Since the Department of Education has come about, you know what has happened? We have steadily declined. Right now, we're sitting among the other countries about 16th.
Well, that's because of 2 things. Number one, all they care about is money. They don't care about the education for your children.
Right.
Number 2, they're not teaching people what they need to be taught. They're too concerned about the books that they put in their libraries. They're too concerned about what the child wants to be called by.
Right. Instead
of teaching them English, mathematics, history,
civics. That's my big deal. Civics. If you don't learn civics, you don't know about the country you live in. You have to be, it takes work to be a citizen.
Yeah. And you have these kids nowadays. I mean, I think it says something when you have tons of kids wanting to be social media influencers. That's what we've taught our kids to want to grow up to be.
Well,
which basically means to sit on your ass, not do anything,
right,
and try to make as much money as you can.
Exactly. Get people to give you money so you don't have to do anything. And that's what came about with this participation fucking generation. That, oh, you're just as good as everybody else. You don't have to compete. That's not a big deal. You don't want to have to put out the effort. And all these fucking parents, helicopter parents, that will not allow their children to be disciplined. They won't allow their children to be taught anything. And then they get all upset when their child is a piece of shit.
Right. And they blame society, not their own parenting.
Well, it's the teacher's fault, or it's the Republicans' fault, because they want to take the money. They don't want to let Johnny read about how to suck a dick or what's the best way to perform, oral sex on another individual. I mean, when you're 7 years old, you need to learn those things. Those are skills that people are trying to get them to learn. Yeah, learning starts at home. Eric, you are correct. Learning starts at home.
And speaking of participation trophies, the Democrats, there's a rumor out there,
yes,
that the Democrats want to give Kamala Ding Dong a participation trophy and allow her, maybe try to get Biden to resign as president and get Kamala as president number 47.
Oh, well, that's been floated, and it's only been floated by the Kamala Ding Dong staff.
Yeah.
They're trying to find ways for Cunt Mala to save face, and not have to certify the election by the man that beat the fuck out of her.
Yeah, not literally though. Of course,
haven't seen a woman get beat that bad since the Olympics.
Oh, by a man.
Yeah. But anyway, that's never going to go. No, Biden's going to stick it to her. Biden is.
Oh, yeah. Big time. I mean, and, I loved how Joe Biden showed up in MAGA red to vote.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She voted in her MAGA red jacket.
Oh, goodness. I had no idea.
Well, yeah, so let's go Brandon over in Chicago. He's a piece of work.
He's a piece of shit. And the sooner they get him voted out, then the better off he's going to be.
They went from the nation's most racist mayor to him.
He's a racist bastard too.
Not as bad as God. What was her name?
Beetlejuice, Lori Lightfoot.
Larry Lightfoot. Yeah. What else does Chicago have to offer?
Chicago, at this point, they're not the murder capital of the world. Right now, vying for status as murder capital of the world is St. Louis, Missouri, and Memphis, Tennessee, right there along the Mississippi River.
Why? What's going on there? Why are people? What's wrong with people?
They're violent. They are violent. If you look at the map, the west side of Tennessee, Shelby County, and all in that area voted blue. Rest of Tennessee voted red.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. Well, at least they're not the murder capital of the world. But as far as gun violence, they are.
Well, as far as gun violence, yes, they are.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure we got that right.
Eric wants to make sure we know that Chicago has the world-famous all-suites Omni Hotel located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile. Destination shopping, vacation for everybody.
All inclusive, huh?
I don't even know if the Omni even exists anymore.
Oh yeah, there's an Omni in San Diego by the ballpark.
Okay, all right, I'll buy that because
I'll buy that.
It used to be Omni was international. I don't know.
Well, I'm talking about Omnia.
Omnia. Oh no, this is the Omni. Omni Hotels. Yep, they're still around.
Well, that's good. At least they're alive and kicking. That's good.
There you go.
Let's see.
Based in Dallas, Texas. Okay. Now they were once a fabulous high rise. They've got an Omni in San Diego, Las Colinas in Dallas, Orlando, Louisville, Kentucky, and Omni Amelia Island Resort.
Oh wow!
I don't see the one.
I've never stayed in an Omni hotel. So
I have stayed in Omni hotels before. They're very posh. They're very nice. They're kind of like the international SPG or whoever the fuck those guys are. Anyway, but we're getting off a track, and I think now's as good a time as any to wrap this up.
Yeah,
I think I've had enough fun for the night. And thank you to everybody.
Before we go, we have to remember we had to do our football thing.
Oh, you know what? I think we ought to put that off until next Wednesday because I need to prepare for that.
Oh my God!
Because we're going to do something very unique.
All right.
That's only going to be you're only going to hear about on Slightly Doomed.
That you are.
And it's going to be odds. We're going to have James the Greek odds maker over here.
Yep.
Tell us
I'm going to give you the inside scoop on how to
Have you got 2 games? Have you got 2 games that you can throw
out?
I was
going to go over them with you.
Okay, well, what the hell? Go ahead. Tell me all about it.
Well, I have to bring it up now. I haven't even looked.
Dude, you're supposed to have that shit ready to go. I don't know what the fuck. Now we've got basketball season. Who the fuck cares about
who watches basketball? I mean, we're only like 105 days away from opening day in baseball, by the way.
Do you happen to have tomorrow night's game?
I'm looking up NFL lines right this second.
The Commanders and the Eagles.
Oh, those are 2 teams that have winning records. I know that.
Yes, they do.
Tomorrow night's game starts at 5:15 p.m. Pacific time.
Right.
And we have the Commanders. They are playing at Philadelphia. The Commanders are 7-3 against the Philadelphia Eagles. Their record is 7-2. The line on the game is Eagles -3.5.
Ooh.
The over/under is 48.5. If you do the money line, you're laying $190 to win $100. Or if you take the Commanders, you can lay $100 to get 160. See, that's not a good. That's a good line.
That is a good line. And what did you say the over/under was?
48.5.
48.5. Okay.
So here's the theory on this game. If you're going to bet the Eagles, you're going to want to bet the over.
Right.
If you're betting Commanders, either stay away from the over under or bet under. What else we have? Let me try to look for a game that I don't think the line is correct. Let's see.
Well, Chiefs and the Bills. I mean,
the Chiefs and the Bills. Chiefs and the Bills. Oh, wow.
That's going to be a good game.
Here's a good one.
Okay.
The Chiefs 9-0, as you know.
Right.
Like the Buffalo Bills 8-2. The Buffalo Bills are playing at home.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills are favored by 2.5.
Right.
This is where I come in to say the Bills should not be favored in this game.
Well, okay, but there's history behind this game.
Oh my God, here we go. But
the Bills have never lost to Kansas City in Buffalo.
And that's fine. But I'm just saying from the overall picture of how this NFL season has gone.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are a better team.
Yeah, that's true.
They should beat the Bills. But the Bills are favored. There's something wrong with that. So this is one of those situations where I tell you, if the line is wrong, if the Chiefs should realistically be favored because they're the better team and they're not, you have to go with the Buffalo Bills.
Well, so I'm looking at 2.5 point spread.
It opened at 2.5 and it's gone down to 2, which means people are betting on the Chiefs.
Okay.
Right now.
And the over under 45.5.
45.5.
And since it's not snowing in Buffalo yet,
is it going to be cold?
It is going to be cold, but that's okay. Kansas City's a cold weather team. I would take the over in the Chiefs.
Which would be good.
Yep.
That's fine. You can go over, especially if you're betting on Buffalo.
Yeah. But what I think the underlying thing you want to say here is that the Chiefs will win because they're cheating.
No. If you're betting on the game, you want to bet on the Chiefs or on the Bills.
Okay.
Here's another one I'll bring up. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. Okay.
Right.
The Bengals have a losing record. They're 4-6. The Chargers are 6-3. The Chargers are and they're at home, and they're only favored by 2.5. I don't like it. I would take the Bengals.
You would take the Bengals.
Bengals are going to outright win.
Okay. You take the Bengals and old Blondie.
Those are my two picks for you guys this week: Buffalo Bills and the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bills and the Bengals.
Yeah,
and you're taking the points. I'm looking at 1.5.
Yes. So it opened up at -2.5, and now it's down to -1.5.
Right.
Which means people are betting on Bengals.
Yeah, because they're trying to give them 1.5, but oh well.
Yeah.
All right. And
so I think Bengals outright win.
Okay. All right. We can do that. Eric wants me to let all 4 of you people know that do not drink and drive with the holidays coming up. Please be safe. Please be responsible. And remember, Uber and Lyft is just a call away or just a tap of the app.
Tap of the app.
Tap of the app. Tap of the app.
I have a quick question for you.
Tell me. Ask me.
When we get to these self-driving cars, right?
Okay.
Does that mean you'll be able to drink and drive? Well, because you won't be driving.
Wait a minute. I ask you this question because you have autonomous driving in yours, right?
Yeah, but
can't you pop open a cold one?
I have supervised self-driving.
But you're not driving. The computer's doing it.
Yeah, but I have to supervise it.
So you can supervise drunk, can't you?
Well, how about this?
Okay.
So with Teslas, right, you can tell the car to come, like say you go to the mall.
Yeah.
And you walk out the front doors of the mall, you got your Christmas shopping, you got packages for everybody in the family, and you don't really feel like lugging them all the way to the car.
And maybe you had a couple of shots while you were in there.
Well,
you're a little tipsy with all the packages.
Oh no, but without shots, you come onto your phone, right?
Right.
And you utilize something called what is it called here? Summons.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what summons is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to tell the car where you're at and to come to you to pick you up.
Right.
So the question is, and for those attorneys out there, what happens if your car gets into an accident? Who's liable?
And what if you're tipsy? Are you going to get put in jail?
Is that DUI? Is that a DUI because you're not in the car? So I'm interested to find a lawyer that can explain these things to me.
All right. Well, that's a question that we will have to bring back up on another show. Now,
yeah.
So slightly, we discussed doing this a little bit earlier on Wednesdays. Are you still open to doing that a little bit earlier on Wednesdays, brother?
I am. I mean, we might get more than 4 people.
Well, I think, and maybe I'd be awake then, because I don't know.
Yeah, you're falling asleep. It's late for you. You're an old man.
I know I am. I'm out of it. I don't know what's going on.
I'm actually going to bed tonight. I'm not going to stay out all night. I mean, I've been up since yesterday at 4 o'clock. So
stay out of those fucking strip joints. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you,
man. Yeah. I know. I'll just go to the Chicken Ranch instead.
Don't do that. The Mustang Ranch, Chicken Ranch. Is the Chicken Ranch still around?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. Did they shut down the Mustang Ranch?
I've never heard of the Mustang Ranch.
It's just north of you.
Okay.
You have to go. You have to put out some feelers, see what's going on there, because I think they shut it down.
I'll feel them. I'll feel it.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. Well, my poker game's waiting for me.
Yeah, man, you got to do some pokering.
Turn out the light.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. We're going to try to get back on track, have some interesting things for you. Be sure to follow, like, and share. And there you go. Eric's headed over to the Pulse Variety Show.
There you go.
Everybody,
well, had a blast in their scooter.
I did too.
2 weeks in a row we've been doing our show. I can't believe it.
I appreciate you, sir.
I appreciate you too.
All right. Don't forget, Saturday night, the Beans and Weenie Show, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time with Club Code Blue following afterwards. Get the festivities going. It'll be a great time. We'll see y'all there Saturday night.
Well, I'll basically come back on camera.
Yeah. Are you coming back Saturday night?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You have to tune in to find out.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
There's my tease for the night.
Nice tease. You can't even do it, can you? That'll work.
My tongue needs some work.
Thank you, everybody on Podbean. Have a great night. See you over on the other side of the Podbean. Good night.
That's it. Good night, everybody.
Thanks for showing up, Pappy. Love you. Take care.
The party's over, and tomorrow starts the same old thing.